Morning. How's everybody's COVID hair doing? Mine's in full glorious bloom. Got a lot of versatility to it. I can go Wolverine if I get the sides going. I can do Joker. Then I can also slick it back Pat Riley style, which I'll have to do later. All right, so who's ready for some brisket? We're gonna do a classic brisket today. Actually half a brisket because there's only two of us. We took the flat and made something last week. We put it in the green egg and basically set it up like a giant crock pot. Put the meat in a cast iron lodge pot and simmered it for 6 hours. And by the way, those lodge pots are unbelievable. We cook a lot of stuff on the egg. Really turns out good. The only thing I've added to the brisket in terms of seasoning is Montreal steak seasoning. Really simple. It's basically salt and pepper with a few other things. And we just want to keep it real simple today. So today we're gonna do the end with the round on it and just probably cook it for 6-8 hours depending on how long that part takes. It's the thickest part, so it could be 6-8 hours, we'll see. We're gonna get it to 165, wrap it up in tin foil, get it up to 195 and call it good. Undetermined how long that's gonna take. All right, so let's go cook some brisket. We are 3 hours in. We're at 159 according to the probe. And we're just about to crack that first beer of the day. And folks, this is a good one. Pliny the Elder. If you're a beer drinker, you'll appreciate that. And if you're not so into beers or you're just getting started, try Pliny the Elder. This is from the Russian River Brewing Company in Healdsburg. So good, especially if you're into IPAs. One of the top in the nation, usually top 5 when reviewed. Let's get this thing going. It's as good as I remember. People are very aware that Northern California is wine country, world-class wine country. But what a lot of people may not know that don't live in the area is that it's also world-class beer brewing territory. You've got Russian River, Bear Republic, Lagunitas, Heretic, which is making a run here in Fairfield, making really good product. And there's probably 10 others that I'm not even talking about. Today is one of those spring days you absolutely dream about. High of 75 degrees, smoked meat cooking, couple of beers, flowers blooming. You've got the smells of nature combining with the smells of brisket and beer. Truly amazing day. Pink butcher paper. That's a must, from what I can tell, reading the Egghead Forum. We don't want to mess with nobody from the Egghead Forum. Those folks are serious. I've heard that using tinfoil instead of the butcher paper could result in felony charges. Now, it depends on what state you're in. States like Florida, Georgia, and others in the South, it's a felony to use tinfoil instead of butcher paper. I can't seem to verify that, but that's what I've heard on the Egghead Forum. Always use butcher paper. This is going to take us from that stall range of 165 to 170 up to our goal of 195. And by the way, I'm completely open to the fact that I might be full of shit. One of my favorite tropes about cooking brisket is it's done when it's done. What does that even mean? The theory goes, well, it doesn't even matter if it's 195 or maybe if it is 195, it's just done when it's done. And you know it because you take the probe and you insert it and there's no resistance. The f does that even mean? I'm supposed to understand surgical precision of inserting the probe and experiencing no resistance? That's absurd. How could I even know what that means? I'm gonna get the thing to 195, throw it in the cooler, and then I'm done. After approximately 7 hours, this thing is ready to go. Bam! It's off the smoker. And for certain voodoo reasons that I don't understand, it has to be placed in a cooler for another 2 hours. There are certain chemical reactions, certain spontaneous combustions that happen after the fact of cooking that I can't quite explain that make a brisket the thing it needs to be. Cut this thing open. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Here comes a big hunk. Whoa. That was worth 7 hours. Have a good weekend.